Hey, what's up with our senior analyst, Mike Irwin? We are talking baseball as we should. Great time of year to talk baseball. Obviously, Arkansas did not finish on a good note there in Hoover, Alabama. 1-2 was the run for Arkansas there at the Hoover Met in the SEC tournament. Your take, though, on Arkansas hosting regionals, Mike?
Well, we knew they were, and we'll find out, I guess, if they're a national seed, but tomorrow, and they will be. What this proves is, and this was the chatter all during the SEC tournament, and then when Arkansas went out after 3 games, well, the SEC tournament doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The tournament itself does not matter. But how you play in that tournament does matter. So those people who are saying, oh, well, what they did down there doesn't matter, what happened at A&M doesn't matter, yes, it matters. You've had the last 7 games, Arkansas has lost 5 of 7. That's not typical of this season. And they've gone on the road and won. So, yes, 6 of these 7 games are away from Baum Stadium. But in those 7 games, in those 5 losses, they're averaging 1.6 runs a game. If you do that at home in your regional, you will not advance out of your regional. So they've got to get the run production back up. They're only giving up 3.6 runs a game in those 5 losses. So the pitching is not the issue. The issue is anemic hitting, not driving in runs with runners on base, not getting clutch hits when you've got the bases loaded, when you got runners at second and third. Nobody seems to be able to deliver. There were a couple of 3 exceptions during those 5 games, but for the most part, especially at the top of your lineup, the guys that have been getting you runs aren't doing it. And then that bottom of the lineup, which was so effective, and Dave Van Horn kept talking about it, it's been ineffective.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and here's the bottom line. In the SEC tournament alone, Arkansas hit 160. Not good. So as we shift gears.
This is a team that was batting 308, 309 going into that last LSU series.
Now they're at 299 for the season. National seeds, as Mike announced, will, of course, be announced coming up tomorrow. And these national seeds, obviously, when you look at the top 8, you got to figure Arkansas is going to be one of the top 8.
I feel like we're probably going to be a top 8 seed, but that's not my decision. I know we're going to host a regional. I hope that, you know, what we did throughout the season, you know, really is what matters, I think. You know, when you win 20 games, 21 games in the SEC, you got a pretty good shot to be a top 8 seed.
100%, not even close. 100% national seed.
Oh, there's no question. I think they're one of the top few teams in the country, you know, 1, 2, or 3. Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, UCLA, I'm going to put us in that conversation, Arkansas. There's no doubt they're a top 8. That's as good an offense as there is in the country.
Yeah, when you look at it, I mean, Arkansas went into that SEC tournament, Mike, as the 5th-ranked team in the country. This is a team that has a lot of depth, 1 through 9 in the lineup, but they got to get that going. The ERA, you know, it is at 3.96, so the pitching has been better. Matt Hobbs has done a nice job in his first year as a pitching coach. Yeah,
and what we're going to see now, especially if you're a national seed, which we expect them to be, is that the ticket to get you to Omaha? In the past, it wasn't necessarily true. Arkansas has gone to Omaha more than once on the road. They did it 1 year at Baylor. They did it 1 year at Florida State. So being at home doesn't necessarily guarantee you that you're going to Omaha. What I look at is all these projections. First of all, it's hilarious. People look at these projections and act like that's the field. No. When the committee sits down, they will decide who goes where. Most of these projections are going to be wrong. You might get 1 or 2 teams right. You're not going to get the whole field right. And so sitting here now and saying, okay, those are the 3 teams coming in here, we can beat those guys. Mm-hmm. First of all, just because it's not a named program doesn't mean they can't beat you. Dallas Baptist last year, you know, very good team, put a scare into Arkansas. So, again, the regional field will be tough enough. You make an NCAA regional because you've had a good season.
Yeah, I remember in 2015, Arkansas had to go to Stillwater for NCAA regionals, and they got it done going all the way to Omaha. Of course, they got some nice luck there and were able to host the super regionals that year against Missouri State. All right, let's shift gears. Basketball. The staff has been completed coaching-wise for Eric Musselman. We're talking about Clay Mosier, former Lakers assistant. He's been on a 32-year coaching journey. That's huge news there. That was just announced yesterday. Chris Crutchfield, former Oklahoma associate head coach. And then Corey Williams, who played with Michael Jordan. So when you look at cachet, you look at the fact that, you know, you bring in big-name guys like that in terms of the longevity in this game and at multiple levels, that's huge.
Yeah, you got a proven college recruiter. That helps. And there's been a debate on Twitter about whether these coaches with NBA ties, whether that helps you recruit. And some are saying, no, these athletes don't really know these guys. These are younger players. They don't remember them, probably wouldn't have known them in the first place. Maybe they don't know them, but when you go into a home and you're talking to these players and you can say, I did this, I did that, yes, it has an impact. So this is an impressive staff. Now, for the longest time, when he didn't have it completed, what you read on social media was, well, what's the holdup? He can't seem to find a staff. Well, he was concentrating on recruiting at that point, made the hiring of the staff kind of secondary, but he came up with a very impressive staff.
Yeah, that's a huge key. And the key word is diligence. He was just trying to make absolutely sure guys that he wanted to bring in and how they would fit and what he has formulated in terms of his style of play. All right, incoming guys for football. You know, we talk about this class for 2019, and, you know, it's been interesting because you come off a 2-10 season. That's the first thing you look at, and you're like, wow, that was a really good class.
Well, we saw some of these guys in the spring. Now, here are the rest of them coming in. Now, there's usually a blackout in the summer, so I don't know how much we're going to find out, but it is interesting to see those guys come in. And there'll be some stuff on social media put out by Arkansas, so pay attention to that.
Absolutely. Shifting gears, we will talk more about basketball coming up. Kevin McPherson, our Hoops insider from Hogville.net, will break down more of the coaching staff completed. That's coming up on The Big Trip.